Hello? Is this thing on? Ah, yes. There it is. Hey there. Name's Emma. Emma Becker. You came here to learn some more about me, correct? Well, you have a lot to learn, my friend. Oh, goodness. Where do we start? The beginning sounds about right. I was born April 13th, 2000 in Lake Forest, Illinois. I went to preschool at Joyful Noise, then started kindergarten at NCA, and eventually transferred to Johnsburg. When I started to go to Johnsburg, my older sister, Sarah Ann, was in second grade, and my younger sister, Helen, was 2 years old. Now, before I went to NCA, I had my first surgery. At Joyful Noise, we had a mandatory hearing test that I failed. Completely. Therefore, I went to Children's in Highland Park and got a set of tubes. This was the first of many. I'm 14 years old now and have had 11 surgeries with 8 sets of tubes. One of my favorite childhood memories includes a childhood friend, David Mark Spivey. Now, his first name was David, but my dad's name is David, so we just called him David Mark. Anyways, when we were younger, the three of us, David, Mark, Sarah Ann, and I, would all play a game with Webkins. Yes, those stuffed animals with the online codes. We would play this game where Sarah Ann and I would hide all the Webkins and David Mark would try and find them. After he found them, he would put them under our guest room bed, and we would then try to get them back from him. This game could continue for hours without end. Back to the present day. Now I'm a freshman, and outside of school, I don't do much. I occasionally play guitar, and I run tech for my church weekly. Music is my life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everybody says that. But honestly, in my free time, I go online, find new bands, jam out, then go out and buy all their CDs. I would say a solid 85% of my money goes towards new CDs. The other 15% goes towards food. And yes, people do still buy CDs. Some of my favorite genres include musicals, pop, hip-hop, R&B, and country. My go-to radio shuffle on Pandora is Ed Sheeran, Hunter Hayes, Shrek the Musical, Rent the Musical, 5 Seconds of Summer, and Willow. I am a very academically oriented person. Academically, this year is very easy, so next year I plan on taking as many AP and honors classes as possible. As for electives, I have absolutely no idea what I want to do, because I have no ideas as for what I want to do when I get out of high school. Well, that's not totally true. I know that I want to go to college, but I don't really know what for. Definitely something with technology, maybe even something with music. I would love to study abroad in college. I hope that before I graduate high school that I have a chance to go to all 48 continental United States. I think that it is fascinating what other people do and what is considered the norm in other places. Since I have basically no social life, I spend a lot of the time at my house with my family. Living in my house are Sarah Ann, who's 16, Helen, who's 13, my cousin Rachel, who's 22, my mom Jessica, and my dad David. And then of course, there's me, Emma. My sisters and I are all 2 years apart. Helen's birthdays are the past. My mom is from Massachusetts and my dad is from Michigan. They met in Florida while my mom was living down there and my dad had an internship at Motorola. My cousin moved in with us on August 3rd, 2012. I'm not really sure why she moved in with us, she just did. My older sister and I share a passion for Broadway musicals and Disney. My younger sister and I have very little in common, but one thing that we do have in common is we would rather stay in and play games on a Saturday night instead of going somewhere. Every once in a while, the three of us will play a bunch of board games in our basement or have a movie night. Over Christmas break, my family went and spent a couple of days in the city. While we were there, my eldest sister and I went for a walk on Michigan Avenue. While we were walking, Sarah Ann and I started talking about boys and what an ideal date would be. For me, a perfect date would be in Massachusetts on a local beach in Salem. Said beach has an arcade and pizza shop right on the shore. My Aunt Hope always takes Sarah and I there over the summer. On my date, we would sit in the sand, eat pizza, and talk about the dream house we're going to have when we move to New Hampshire. Oh, and this date would be totally random. Like, I'm in Massachusetts visiting my family, and he shows up out of nowhere because he misses me. My favorite place to visit in Massachusetts is Halibut Point. Halibut Point is basically a bunch of giant rocks next to the ocean, and you can climb on them and feel the cool summer breeze. Way back when, miners would look for granite, so they would have to blow up large portions of Halibut Point, turning it into a quarry or a man-made lake. Now, one of the last things on my list of things to care about is sports. I just don't see the point in gaining a career in athletics. What happens when you tear a tendon or something? Your career is over and you have no other skills. With all that said, my favorite sports team is the Chicago Blackhawks. because I don't really know why. They just win and they're Chicago, so I mean. My most prized possession is my CD collection. Granted, I only have about 12 CDs, but I hope to expand my collection to take up several shelves. I think CDs are better than digital copies because, theoretically speaking, you're always going to have CDs, whereas if you have a digital copy, you could very easily lose it. Plus, with a CD, you have a physical copy so you can show your kids. Well, I've got to get going. Good luck. Smile big. I have to trust myself and just use who I am to try